the momentum, let them know I got to see them again, until accountability is met.
And lastly, just for me, where is that going to take place and what time?
That information is still forthcoming, I'm told, but we will be blasting it all over social media. So as long as we're looking at those hashtags, Brandon Durham, you should be finding that information. We'll be posting it.
And how have you seen this impact the Las Vegas community beyond Brandon's family, the Black community here, Las Vegas as a whole?
Sure. It has ignited fear, and not just for Black men. They've lived with it. Black children. We already are in a high political climate where the day after election day, they were met with racist comments at school. They were met with threats. They're watching the media. They're seeing people hold all of these derogatory signs. And then, just days later, they watch, because these kids are on TikTok and everywhere, they watch the police murder someone that looks just like them, who called for help. They are fearing for their lives. They have worries and troubles that I didn't have when I was 12 years old. I didn't have a care in the world. They're afraid of police, which is going to ignite a certain response when they have to deal with police. Now they're being seen as deviant because the police don't have cultural inclusive training. Not to mention, as far as the Las Vegas community, we're fed up with internal investigations. That's the most hypocritical practice that there is. If we have internal investigations, like Lee Merritt said, who's over this case, it's no wonder why we're like on the 13th cop killing right here. It's unacceptable, and we need to look at community-based investigations, external sources of investigations. We need to look at cities who once suffered from this problem, and they are healing, and they are creating the reform that we need to see.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
I'm just hopeful. This is my call to action to every individual and every organization. Show up. Action needs to be our main recipe. We're not outnumbered. We're out-organized. We're so worried about who is the face of something, who's getting the credit, doesn't impact me directly. Can they reciprocate if we show up for them? Show your behinds up, or this is your fault the next time this happens.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you did
you.
a very good job. Thank you.
Yes. We are in a place right now, I'm so glad you asked, where we know that by December 10th, legislators have to at least have an idea of the bills they're going to be pushing. So a lot of people are saying we need to show up in Carson City in February during legislation. We need to be reaching out now, before December 10th, to say, hey, we hired you, right? We voted you in office. Don't make us fire you. Here's what we want to see. Here's the reform that we need. And I need you to know that before December 10th. And I need you to put in writing where you stand, because we need something we can hold our policymakers accountable to. So we only got a few days. I expect everyone watching this and everyone who hears to look up whoever your assembly person is, or whoever the legislators are in your area.
Yeah, we're still in the same spot. Yep. They decided our spot.
I think, Fox and Career. Okay.
Thank you.
The press conference real quick. I'm going to be right back. It's okay. I'm going to call you back.
None of Brandon's family's here today.
And they don't want us to, expose them.
But they'll be at the march. Got it. Yeah.
Title is Minister, M-I-N-I-S-T-E-R. First name is Stretch, S-T-R-E-T-C-H. Last name is Sanders, S-A-N-D-E-R-S. President of the Stretch for Change Foundation, civil rights activist, and today's organizer.
Okay, so I had a couple questions. Some of them are very hard, so I just want to let you know that ahead of time. But the first one was really interesting when you mentioned the fact that police need to have proper training, especially when dealing with, the Black race or Hispanic race. Let's go over that a little bit more, because I don't think people would even think about what that means.
Yes, so we live in a very diverse nation. We have for a while. And when it comes to dealing with those of other races and ethnics, and even when it comes to like gender, right? We know in the LGBTQ community there are certain terms that was once deemed derogatory that's now, or that was once derogatory, now acceptable is not, right? And so we have to learn language. We have to learn how to talk to folks. Every culture, whether again it's based upon gender or whether racial culture, there are certain words and terms and ways to deal with that community. When it comes to the black community, we're a different type of community because the way we are with our African culture, for example, black boys can't sit down for long periods of time. That's in our culture, that's in our nature. But when we do, we're deemed bad and we don't listen. Black girls have a certain way that they move, they hair, I mean, we're just the way we're designed and built. I can only speak for the black race I'm a part of, which is the black race. There are certain ways that we operate. When it comes to our passion, we talk with our hands, we raise our voice, and we get loud. That's not us being aggressive, that's just the way we express ourselves. America deemed the ghetto, but that's cultural for us. That's a cultural way we operate. So when it comes to the training, you need to be able to teach those who are not a part of that community that these terms and ways are normal. That's it. It's not a training of doing a PowerPoint slideshow. It's just bringing somebody to talk to them and say, hey, if you see this or this happens, it's okay. It's normal. It's not something negative. It's not them being aggressive. But you also can't teach a person to love a person internally if they don't. A lot of this stuff comes down to love, right? And people having respect for us. Some of these officers, you could train them all day long. If they don't have love for people of other backgrounds and demographics, they're not. You can't legislate love. You can't legislate brotherhood. So yeah, we can give the trainings, but some of these officers need to not be hired. So this to be not just good trainings, but be mindful who you're bringing in. Because once they own, they own. So it needs to be training not just once they're a cop, but in the academy. And if you can't pass certain tests upon racial culture, things like that, then take them off. Another great idea is, how about this? Before they actually graduate, take them out and give them a test trial so they can really see what it really takes to be an officer in communities of color. That would have, if not, stop dispatching officers who are not of culture into these communities because they just can't relate.
So, and like I said, I'm going to ask some pretty intense questions. If this was a black officer that did this, would this be a discussion?
A black officer wouldn't have done that. That's first and
Your
foremost.
opinion.
It's always my opinion. A black officer wouldn't have done that because at the end of the day, I'm not sitting there and saying that mistakes don't happen. But I can only speak to this. This mistake, in my opinion, was based upon race. It was a racial judgment because black people are seen as a threat. Point blank period. And if that woman was white, and let's say he was a black woman, it still shot the black woman first. Blackness is a threat. People are intimidating people of color because, again, people have racial biases. People have judgment. That's why you had stop and frisk years ago. And they were literally just stopping people who looked like a criminal. And it's been proven that black people, we do least crime, but we fill the prisons up. Is this a coincidence? Is this just because it's just a mistake? No, this stuff is by design. It's designed the way it is. So again, I can only speak to what I know. It wouldn't have happened. Now, you've had black officers do police abuse. I'm not saying that black officers don't get away with things like that, but I guarantee you, if it was a black officer, he wouldn't be at home right now eating hot wings and kicking it, he'd be in jail. Because the times when black officers have made mistakes, they get arrested immediately. So even our black officers, we remember last year, Tyree Nichols was slammed on the ground by 3 black African Americans in Tennessee. They were arrested, charged, all that in 2 days. 2 days. That has been a record. That's never happened when there's been white officers. Never, ever, ever, ever. There's no at home, kicking it, going to the movies, none of that. But when it's the other way around, you see what happens. Race plays a huge role in how law enforcement treats us. We have to understand that. Law enforcement was rooted out of slave patrols. Again, I'm the son of a police officer. This ain't no anti-police message. This is about realness. I respect those who do right by the badge. I respect those that take care of their business and do it the right way. But we're not for to play and act like they're not officers who mistreat those who don't look like them. And this is black officers have also told me this. They get mistreated by their white counterparts. So this is not me just making this up. This is real talk. Black officers have it hard. Black people have it hard. Blackness is the hard, period.
Anything you want to add?
I just took y'all words. They just like, I don't know what to say to
I
that.
have more questions.
No,
I just
Oh,
didn't
okay.
want to
Oh, I thought you.
Took her breath away.
Yeah, go ahead.
Communication begins so that the officers can understand the culture, and how do you start that bridge?
So I want to look at the Citizens Review Board. I haven't gotten involved in that because I thought it really wasn't effective. But I want to see what that looks like. Who's on that review board? You know, who's over the academy process? Like, we just got to open it up, right? If this is going to be our reality, let's go back to the basics. Who's on the review board? What power do they have? I think that if we're going to have law enforcement, people in the community need to be a part of the hiring process. Like, let a person who's not a cop be in an interview room. That's important. And let them say, nah, his temperament ain't good. Nah, he gave, because we can't afford to have a cop with a temper problem. We have bad days. That's okay. But when you get on them streets, it's lights, cameras, in action. And if you can't deliver, stay home. Because you don't have the opportunity to shoot a person and say, uh-oh, oopsie, I made a mistake. It don't work like that. So let's start with the review board process. And let's also look at legislation. But I believe that if this case is done the way we think it's going to be done, which is let's make an example out of this officer, we'll have less of these. After George Floyd, believe it or not, a lot of chokeholds was banned. A lot of good came out of such a tragic situation. And we're hoping a similar outcome.
And you guys mentioned the case with the officer that was just ordered to pay the family like over $100 million. The one that claimed she was in the wrong apartment, thought it was her apartment. So that's, you know, another case where, you know, some would say justice was served, but you were saying it goes beyond that. It's about stopping this from happening in the future. Can you talk a little bit more
Absolutely.
about that?
This family in particular, I pray they get more than $100 million. Like, they need to get paid because when a breadwinner's taken out, that affects the family. And not only that, but there's counseling that's take place, grief counseling. Like, this daughter will never be the same, right? We need to make sure there's a fund put up where she can go to college and have somewhat of a life. We don't know how this affects his daughter or his siblings or his parents. Like, he's gone. So I hope they get $1 billion. But no, it does not bring Brandon back, but that's what they deserve. But it can't be, it's not either or though. It's not like, well, we're gonna just pay all off and not get, no, he needs justice. They need justice, but the payment is, that's given. That's off bat. But no, arrest that officer. That's point blank period. So the payouts are helpful, I'm sure, from the family perspective, but I hope they don't believe that answers or that fills the void, because it does not. It's not, nobody will want to trade a life for money. You know what I'm saying?
One last question. Okay, and this one's the hardest.
Okay.
Going through the police report, it was pretty intense reading everything.
I agree.
A lot of things came out about Brandon that were not favorable. That he was on drugs, that he was involved in a lot of sexual relationships with a bunch of different people, yet you guys are saying that he has his wife. You're also saying, or in the police report, there was also a girl that was found behind the couch and she was drugged. So a lot of people are saying the police report was made to make Brandon look bad, but then these are also facts that are coming out. What is your take on that? And also, the 15-year-old girl was in the house while he apparently was doing something very inappropriate in his bedroom.
So I read the same report you read,
Yeah.
and again, those are the facts that they're coming up with. But I will say this. If we live in a world that says that it's okay to kill innocent people who happen to not be perfect, right? Sorry that Brandon wasn't a perfect person. We all have vices, right? His vices may be those, but my vices may be I may overeat, or my vices may be I lie a little too much, or my vices may be I can't be on time. We all have things we struggle. Some are big, some are large. At the end of the day, it does not justify. I don't care if Brandon was doing something bad when they walked up on him. It does not justify to shoot an unarmed innocent person. And we speak to that because it's being weaponized against him. And that's a strategy too, right? If you get us to see Brandon as a dope fiend, as a cheater, as all these negative things, then what it says is, oh, he had a right to get killed. No, is that the type of beloved community we want to live in? That's not the community King fought and Malcolm fought for us to say it's okay to kill unarmed people because they don't have a perfect life. None of us have a perfect life. If you look at my rap sheet, it may be things you may say, oh, he living like that. We all have things that is private for a reason that if one person knew about, you may not be proud of. But that's why it's called self-improvement and trying to work on yourself. He was not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person. But it does not justify anybody to kill when they have batons, taser, weapons, pepper spray. Is these things just for decoration, or do we really use those things? I appreciate the question because it needs to be, we're not running from that. People think like it's something we're embarrassed of. Nobody's perfect. And it's been several cases. You've heard, okay, Trayvon Martin smoked weed. So that means he could get killed by the random dude that wasn't the police? Like they bring these things up and it doesn't do anything besides give you a reason to try to strip that person of their of their rights so the way the public can say, well, he deserved to get killed. As a person of faith, it is never justifiable to just wrong a person despite how they live. What Brandon did on his personal time, with his marriage, whatever, that's between him and Ms. Gore. Whatever was happening in that apartment with his daughter, that's between them. We don't want to allow it to be an excuse or say it's okay for him to be killed, because it was not. Then again, I'm going to continue to rebuttal and say, I don't care if you came to the door getting high. You don't kill a person for no reason. I was not with him. I can't speak whether he did drugs or not. I don't know him personally. All I can say is, you've heard several people that say today he was a good man, he took care of his family, he was a good provider, and he called for help. And that's what matters. Because here's the thing. Let's open up the officer rap sheet. Let's see how he living. Right? We don't know what demons and he fight. We don't know what missions he may have had. So let's not just one-sided and make it about Brandon. Let's also talk about how this officer is living so we can have public opinion against him. They don't do that. They drag the victim. But you let the suspect stay home on leave, eating hot wings, saying kicking it. No, that's unfair. So again, we're not going to allow this family to be tarnished or have their name dragged in the mud. That's out. End of the day, I don't care if he had 5 knives in his hand, he shouldn't have been killed. He wasn't coming at y'all. He wasn't no threat. He's in his underwear. Who breaks in the house in their underwear? He called y'all for help. Be held accountable, Metro. They can duck and dodge and make excuses. You're caught. The jig is up. Okay? That's it. They're embarrassed. It's a national story. We understand that. Now, you can fix all this by just doing the right thing. Any other questions?
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for that.
I appreciate it. I know that those were
feel defeat. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops ain't got to go. Hey, hey,
Ho ho! These racist cops, they got to go! Hey, hey! Ho ho! These racist cops, they've got to go! Hey, hey! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go! Ho ho! These racist cops have got to go! No peace! No peace! Police! No peace! Police! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Don't shoot! 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 Don't shoot!
here we come. Mr. District Attorney, here I come again. Dang old Say his name. Brandon Durham. Say his name. Brandon Durham. Say his name. Brandon Durham. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist. Police. No justice. No peace. No racist. Police.
No peace! Police!
The daily limit's $10. Plus, I'm thinking too, like, as creative as that.
we're walking down the street that you saw me and April on. We're walking down that by the platform. Is that still?
And after that, I don't know. That's like a long term.
Yeah. I think
He was where we started off.
good.
I've been here 20 years.
Yeah. Fremont Street, you on top. New Black Panther Party. Here we come. Yeah. Fremont Street, I'm back. Black Power. Fremont Street, I'm back.
Brandon Durham, who was slain in his own home, called the police for help, and they killed him in his own doorway. It was not justifiable. Look the case up, Brandon Durham. So we're here to make our voices heard, and that's what we're doing. Feel free to join us. If you record, hashtag Justice for Brandon Durham. That's what we're doing, because we need y'all to understand what happened to that baby. Does not stay on the baby. This will not be something under the rug. We need justice for the brother and his. We need justice for the family, for the brother and his family. That's why we're out here today. Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. 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 Say his name. Brandon Durham. 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 Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Everybody hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. You put them down now. You put them down now. Put hands down now. You get tired. All power to the people. 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 When I say justice for, y'all say Brandon Durham. Justice for 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 Brandon Durham. No justice. No peace. No racism. No wasteland.
Police.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
Ho, ho. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go.
Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go.
We don't get justice. We gonna shut it down. We gonna shut this motherfucker down. We don't get justice. We gonna shut it down. 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 Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Again, if we out here, because Brandon should be alive right now. That's what I'm doing. We will continue to disrupt this as usual. Hands up! Don't shoot! 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 No justice!
No peace.
No racism!
Police.
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 All power to the people!
All power to the people.
All power to the people!
All power to the people.
People got the power, man. That's all we say. It's not just those hunky-dory chant. We mean this. The power is in the people. Despite what the enemy does, we have the true power. All power to the people.
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 Justice for
Brandon Durham.
y'all need y'all say his name with some conviction, family. Come on, scream it to the top of your lungs. You're going to lose your voice, but make it easy to get on. Justice for
Brandon Durham.
Justice for
Brandon Durham.
Justice for
Brandon Durham.
Justice for
Brandon Durham.
You scream his name, because Brandon could have been any one of us. Anybody got black sons? Who got a black son out here? Who got a black husband, black boyfriend, black brother? That could be anybody out here. Anybody that you personally know. So we don't take this lightly. This is scary, truthfully. And we will not be silent. We will not back down. Justice for
Brandon Durham.
Justice for
Brandon Durham.
This is my favorite. If we don't get justice,
We gon' shut it down.
if we don't get justice,
We gon' shut it down.
if we don't If we don't get justice,
We gon' shut it down.
to the jail. To the jail. To the jail. To the jail. All right, Courtney, your turn. Where's my check at? If we don't get no justice, if we don't get no justice, we don't shut it down. If we don't get no justice,
We gon' shut it down.
if we don't get no justice,
We gon' shut it down.
say his name.
Brandon Durham.
Say his name.
Brandon Durham.
Say his name.
Brandon Durham.
If we don't get no justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get no justice,
We gon' shut it down.
now come on, community. While you here, if you want to join us, you should call our district attorney, Steve Wolf.
He is going to be the sole arbiter of deciding if the officer who killed Brandon Durham will be held accountable. So while you guys are between things are entertaining in Las Vegas, I need you to take out the phone and I need you to dial 702-671-2500. District Attorney Steve Wolfson is the sole arbiter when the decision is made on a criminal investigation. So you can make a call, you can leave a voicemail, it's 702-671-2500. Hashtag Brandon Durham. Say his name. Brandon Durham. Say his name. Brandon Durham. No justice. No peace. No racist. No peace. If we don't get no justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get no justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Brandon Durham. Say his name. Brandon Durham. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. If you didn't hear me before, if you are tourists, you can help us. Call our district attorney, Steve Wolfson. Area code 702-671. This is unacceptable, and we have to demand attorney 702-671-2500. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace.
I'm very happy to see all of us out here. We're standing together despite race, religion, and creed. That's a beautiful thing because we need all too many. Yes, Brandon was black, but when everybody gets involved, Asian, Pacific Islander, Indigenous, Native American, white brothers and sisters, black brothers and sisters, Latin American brothers and sisters, then that's how change really starts. So we appreciate all you guys being out here because it took sacrifice and it took courage to be here today. So we appreciate you guys for coming out here today. We're not done. I was going to say that because it takes courage to be here. Even though it's all right to protest, you can surprise people who are afraid to do so. And to see kids out here and old folks out here, they really need to learn. It's beautiful. So, again, thank y'all for coming, for being out here today. So this is a whole lot of not just the basically, but Brandon and his family. And please, we're coming back, y'all. We're coming back, y'all. It does work. DA has been saying he could be flooded. Let's keep flooding. Big shout out to Soda from Racial Justice. We love service coming out of today. Our white allies out here from many years sitting beside us. Thank y'all legal observers who are also out here today. All of us as possible. And we will continue to keep pressure. This is phase one. We're going to see how they respond to this, but now we're going to continue to help the hand because that's how change happens. Again, this Saturday at the MLK statue, which is 2428 Durham MLK Boulevard. There's another rally in candlelight visual. Please be there again. It's this Saturday, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Information will be on my page available. Same speaker lineup will be available there as well, along with the entire family. Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Shoot back! 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 We won't touch the bread, because we really don't want to have to chain ourselves to Wilson office and refuse to leave and camp around until justice served. We really don't want to do that. We really don't want to go to the DA's office and have to do an old school thing. But we will do it. We will do it. We don't want to take it there, y'all. We really don't. We don't even know. We don't want to have another protest to get this thing block traffic. But we will do it. So this is step one. We're not playing. Because landing justice is unfair. It was unjustifiable. So again, this is phase one. It's always going to be peaceful. But the demonstration, we will up the ante, for sure. Is that all right? Hands up! Hands up! Justice for! 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 If we don't get justice, we gonna shut it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna burn it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna burn it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna burn it down. If we don't get justice, we gonna get it. And let me specify, shut it down. Media loves to take me to the context. Shut it down to me, we don't boycott certain voices. Shut it down to me, we don't boycott certain business that's not speaking up. Shut it down to me, we're not going to support certain elected officials. We're going to business, everybody campaign. So don't say the word shut it down. That just means we are going to disrupt some type of business as usual. Are we clear on that? That's what the media is. They're just saying we try to steal somebody or not get a trip and do something extra. We do want justice. We're not playing. Justice for? Justice for? Justice for? All of our courts, please take out your phone. Don't record it like a camera with a suit, but record what's happening in Las Vegas. Hashtag Brandon Durham. He's a black man that was shot down in his home in his underwear. They didn't shoot their shooter, they shot him. And instead of saying they saw it, made a mistake, he got shot. They said, oh, we thought he was the shooter. Break into somebody's home if he's wrong. That does not happen. That does not fit the category of description. But because they so embarrassed with national stories, they want to sweep it under the rug and make us believe something ain't something. They think majority of us feel that it's right. It's not. We know we saw it on Facebook. So TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Brandon Durham. Look the story up. Because y'all have to know what happens in Vegas does not stay in Las Vegas. It cannot stay in Las Vegas. This could have been any one of us. They said he made a poor judgment call. You don't get to make a poor judgment call if you have a badge and a gun. You step out so high, your government gotta be right, your head gotta be right, your spirit gotta be right, and just not right to the head. You don't come and kill innocent people and get away with it and say, oopsie, I made a mistake. This brother had a 15-year-old daughter. He will never walk down the aisle. He will never see go to prom. He will never see the violence. It's over for that. So we're not going to just sweep this under the rug. So for all y'all who are out here spending money, this type of real y'all things. Y'all see the funny stuff. We deal with this on an everyday basis, and we got to get the story out. Justice for Brandon Durham. Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Justice for? 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 When I say, if they don't arrest, y'all say, we won't arrest. If they don't arrest, we won't arrest. If they don't arrest, we won't arrest. Y'all got it? You see y'all got down good. If they don't arrest, we won't arrest. 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 Oh, this is a good one. This is my favorite. So, it says what? It says, indict convict. That's killing my convict. The whole, I don't touch, the whole dang system is guilty as hell, okay? Here we go. Indict, convict, send that killer cop to jail. The whole dang system is guilty as hell. Come on, indict. Say it again, look it over. Indict, convict, send that killer cop to jail. The whole dang system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send that killer cop to jail. The whole dang system is guilty as hell. Come on, indict. Send that killer cop to jail. The whole dang system is the band, y'all. It's loud. Justice for. We're gonna move down just a little bit, y'all. Let's move down. Keep the crowd together. Hands up. Hands up.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
At the march with my cousin.
Get everything down.
I now apply something. Not can't take it no more. Don't do no grammar. It's okay. Can't take it no more. Okay? I can't take it no more. 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 Hey, hey. Ho, ho. This racist cops, they got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops, they got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops, they got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops, they got to go. 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 Hands up. Don't shoot. 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 Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Everybody fist in the air. Everybody fist in the air. All power to the people. 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 Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. All I call here is please step out the phone and Google the case of Brandon Durham. He was shot in his own home, phone, for the help he had included in his home. shot the wrong person, but regardless, nobody should be shot to their head high. You don't shoot him over the head overnight. You can be paid or whatever. And they shot him point blank range in the head. It was proven in the car to the It was lynched on camera. He was flamed on camera. What's going on? Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Justice for! Brandon Durham! Justice for! Justice for! Brandon Durham! Justice for! Brandon Durham! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! And his name again is Brandon, last name Durham. How's and dog, U-R-H, as an apple, M as in Mary. Brandon Durham. Look up his story, look up his situation, look up his page. We need all hands on deck. All our parents, we need y'all. Tell this story. Because they're trying to say what happened to baby, stay in Las Vegas. We can't tolerate that. All right, y'all, we're going to move out. Let's get back in twos. We're going to come this way. We're going to take it on out. Hands up. Hands up.